Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Saratoga Racecourse here on Friday. It's the 4th of August 2023. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Saratoga, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and join me this weekend for my Goodwood preview tomorrow. Excellent card there from Goodwood. Also tomorrow for my Hambletonian preview, and Sunday for my Deauville preview. Good at Group 1 there in France, so I hope you check that out. And of course, tomorrow's the Whitney. I hope you join me for that. I'll have full card selections up. I'm going to have full card selections. I'm just not going to talk about all these races here on YouTube, but if you go down in the description box, I have all my my selections there for these races. In the description box, so if you want them, go down to that description box for my full card selections. I just don't feel like talking for the next 40 minutes, so we're just going to look at the stakes races, and they're exciting stakes races. So races 7 and where are we? 7 and 8. Hopefully these races stayed on turf. I handicapped all these races for turf. There was an iffy forecast, but the 7th race from Saratoga, it is the Saratoga Oaks. It's a grade 3 event going for a $400,000 purse race for 3-year-old fillies. We have a field of 11 horses entered to go the distance of ground of 1,900 meters, or a mile 3/16 on the Mellon Turf Course. Rails are up at 18 feet. I'm going to take the 3-horse Elusive Princess as a top selection. 3-4-9-7 in the superfecta. 3-4-9-7 super. Top selection of 3-horse Elusive Princess is 3-year-old filly by Marta Burra here. Jean Dubois Philippe trains one. Flavien Pratt gets the mount. The horse is most recent. Annie came 18th of June at Chantilly. A mile 5/16 in the Group 1 Prix de Diane. Basically the French Oaks. She finished 5th by 7 1/4 lengths that day, and she sat back early. She moved a little bit late, but the winner, Blue Rose Can, really ran terrific race on the front end. Actually, Blue Rose Can ran yesterday at Goodwood in the Nassau and didn't run particularly well, but Blue Rose Can, her trip is a mile, but she freaked going a mile 5/16 last time out. But this one going to a mile 3/16 today could sit closer, getting some serious class relief. I think this horse is around a good race. 2 back in the Prix Saint-Laurent at Longshot mile quarter on the 14th of May. He finished second by 3/4 length that day, and he stalked that day. He closed up well late. He just missed. Not a bad race for this horse there. And the Group 3 Prix Cleopatra at Saint Cloud, a mile and a quarter on the 21st of April. He finished second by half a length that day. Had a bit of a tough trip around the far turn into the lane into the fall straight. But again, he was gaining that day. If she would have had a better clear trip, she probably would have won, but she ran her heart out against some very tough horses in that Group 3. And then a novice race at Saint Cloud over the mile and a quarter in the 1st of April, won by 1 1/4 lengths. On the front and all throughout, I thought she ran a very good, strong performance. Has proven she can run on fast ground. Also, she's proven she can run on soft ground if you see it today. At 7-2, I think she could win a good race and find the winner's circle. The 4-horse Nigeria for Philip Bauer and Julien Leperoux also wouldn't surprise me if this horse wins. Most recently in the Tempin at Ellis, going a mile on the 1st of July, the horse won by half a length, and from an easy tracking trip, this horse took off clear with an 81 buyer. Prior to that, against first-time olders at Churchill in a allowance race over the mile on the lawn, she won by 2.5 lengths. Again, great tracking trip. She really went for fun. I do think her mile 3/16 should suit her well. She did well on this turf course last season. I'll give her a shot here on the ticket. And also, give a shot to the 9-horse here, Selenia, for Jonathan Thomas. Won the Honeymoon in Southern California over the mile 8th in June, and won a very nice allowance race at Indiana last season, and broke the main Meadowlands quite nicely also. As definitely went on the improve. She liked the trip, could sit closer. It wouldn't surprise me at 4-1 if this horse finds the winner's circle. A definite use in that pick 4. But to recap my selection for the 7 from Saratoga now, it's Saratoga Oaks. Going to take the 3-horse Elusive Princess. Give kudos to the 4-horse Nigeria and the 9-horse Selenia. 3-4-9-7 super. 3-4-9 in your multi-race. The 8th event from Saratoga now. It is the National Museum of Racing Hall of Fame Stakes. It's grade 2 event this year, going for a $500,000 purse. Races for 3-year-olds. We have a field of 10 horses going 1,600 meters or a mile on the inner turf course. Gonna take as a top selection here the number 10 horse, Carl Spackler. I'm gonna go 10-7-1-3 in the superfecta. 10-7-1-3 super. Top selection 10-horse Carl Spackler. This 3-year-old colt by Lupe de Vega. Chad Brown trains. Tyler Gaffleon gets to mount. The horse's most recent outing came 6th of May at Churchill, a mile 16th in the Grade 2 American Turf, and he finished 8th by 4.5 lengths that day. He had a wide post draw, and the brown horses looked like they weren't handling the turf course at Churchill the last few seasons since they put the new one in. He was just wide and completely hit the wall. It wasn't his day to win. A lot of those horses that have been running out of that race have been really running well next start out. Coming here to a better turf course, getting a mile and a quarter, a mile here today, which should suit him well. I think this horse did on a very good run back to state quality horses and winners again. Prior to that, a main special weight in late February at Gulfstream, 1 mile. He won by 8 and a quarter lengths that day, and basically from a stalking trip, he was a little bit wide, but he was on the drive and excelling, 20 cents a dollar. He came home with a 92 buyer. That was a very good main victor. And then prior to 21st January at Gulfstream, mile 16th in the main special weight, he finished second by a head. He stalked, he got the lead, and he stalked, got the lead, got caught, but he didn't go down without a fight. I thought he ran a terrific race against some very tough horses there. He's training well since the last trip. I'm going to give him a shot here on the ticket. I think the 7 horse here, Nagarot, could win for Ram Motion and Manny Franco. Most recent in the Manila, where this horse was very overbet, 1-2 favorite. He finished third by 1 3/4 lengths that day, and he just stalked. He had the lead, but then he just never quickened up. It was just a weird race for him that day. Prior to the James W. Murphy from a stupidly wide poster, he won by 3 1/4 lengths, and he took off clear. That was a very good, strong performance. And then the Transylvania, he had a decent second place finish that day, where he just stalked. Again, he needs something more, but he ran his heart out. It looks like, last time he just kind of hit the wall in the front, and maybe he just needed the blinkers. He's getting the blinkers on again today. I'll give him a shot here at 7-2. He could definitely win. And also watch out for the 1 horse here, More Than Looks, for Sherry DeVoe and John Velasquez. I like that Manila victory where his horse closed up from nowhere, and then the victor at Ellis before that, where he really closed up from nowhere with some soft fractions. They were flying in the Manila stakes at Belmont last time out. They won 108 and 4 3/4, so it was very quick for New York. Very, very quick for New York racing. But, coming here, he could win. I would use him on the pick 4, but I do prefer the other 2 before him. But to recap my selection for the 8th now from Saratoga, it's the National Museum Racing Hall of Fame Stakes. Going to take the 10 horse, Carl Spackler. Give kudos to the 7 horse Nagarok and the 1 horse More Than Looks. 10-7-1-3 Super. 10-7-1 in your multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.